Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. My name is Crown, and today I'm going to read you some very interesting stories that I hope that you're gonna love. And now, without further ado, let's go! If I'm in the wrong here, I will own it. I'm not sorry, but it would be good to know because the rest of my family thinks this went too far. I'm a 24-year-old female. My mom died when I was 7 from leukemia. I have very few memories of her from before she was sick, and I didn't get to spend a lot of time with her in her last year. But she was an artist, and until she couldn't anymore, she would make me little collages when she was in the hospital with drawings and photos and messages for me. My grandmother put them all in a book for me after she died. I wanted to be like my mom, and my counselor thought it would help. So I started a journal where I would do kind of similar things, and I've done at least one page a week all these years, ever since my mom died, more when I miss her or have something hard going on. So I have kind of a unique record of my mental state over the last 16 years. My father remarried when I was 9. My stepmother really leaned hard into the "I'm your mother now," and my father did not stop her. It improved when they had my half-brother because she basically forgot about me then. Unfortunately, he got cancer when he was 3, and I pretty much ceased to exist for my father. He was either working or gone with my brother, and I spent all my teen years mostly at home alone or with my grandparents. The mantra was that my brother needed to be the focus because he might die. So I needed not to be selfish since I was healthy. I stopped trying to talk to him when I was 16, and it was a dark time for me. I moved out when I was 18 and cut them off completely. My grandparents let me know that my brother died a couple of years ago, but respected my desire to remain no contact with my father. He recently reached out to them because he wants to see me and talk. I went through my old journals and made him a PowerPoint with images of the entries where I had talked about being frustrated and feeling abandoned and unwanted. Some with literal quotes of things my dad had said to me during arguments. Even the really dark stuff from when I was seriously depressed. Then I ended it with a photo of one of my mom's collages where she had written, "Remember that your dad and I are always here for you." And I wrote, "You failed. Go away." Underneath it, I felt like him being able to see it from my little perspective would communicate why I don't want him back better than I could. Evidently, it worked, but a little too well because I've been bombarded by family telling me that it's understandable that I don't want to see him, but what I sent gutted him, and he's completely fallen apart after reading through it, and it was unnecessarily cruel. Maybe it was. I know my bar for that is kind of weird sometimes. So am I in the wrong here? And now for some comments. You're not in the wrong. I have a saying. If the truth about your conduct paints you in a bad light, the problem isn't with the truth. It is with your conduct. If the truth hurts your dad, it's his own to deal with, and not on you. You're not in the wrong in the slightest. You told your dad how you felt, and it's made him have to confront his failures as a parent. It is not your fault he neglected you. He's upset because he knows what you put in the PowerPoint is a reality of how he treated you when you were just a child. Now that the truth is out and you have re-established no contacts, I hope you are able to let go of some of the anger you have at him and know that you did nothing to cause how he treated you. I have no contact with my dad and have been able to find a lot of peace in the life I have built without him. I hope the same for you. You're not in the wrong. He failed. He's gutted because he's had to look at the actual consequences of his actions and the pain he caused his child. Yeah, that probably sucks, but maybe he should have been a better dad. My husband's friend passed away months ago, leaving behind his widowed wife. My husband considered him a brother, and so he began offering help to his widow and showing up literally every weekend. That's when he's off work to help her with everything. It didn't bother me. I mean, not much, but still. Now he told me that it would be nice if we invite her to Christmas dinner with us since she has no family and other friends are busy. I refused, but he insisted, saying it would mean so much to her, especially since this is her first Christmas without her husband, and we should comfort her. I refused and said that it's supposed to be a family celebration and my family will show up, so there is enough amount of guests already. But he said she's the one who needs this family atmosphere the most. I snapped and firmly told him I will not agree to let him invite her to Christmas dinner with us, and he needed to drop it cause it's made me uncomfortable. He argued, then started sulking about it, saying that I was being cruel for no reason, and that he wasn't asking for much, just an extra chair and plate for her. But I said it will be awkward for me and my family, especially since we're not so close. Am I not wrong here? And now for some comments. There are two issues here. How much of a priority is your husband making this person? Is he still tending to his own marriage? Would you invite any other friend without a place to go for dinner? The second, I can't see the harm in it. You're having people over, so one extra isn't a huge deal. But refer to question number 1. Is your husband going to treat her as a normal guest, or is he going to spend the entire dinner catering for her? This deserves heartfelt and honest discussion between you two. No judgment. You are in the wrong, mainly because you're directing your feelings about this onto the invite instead of the truth. You don't like how much he's helping her, or how close he is with her. That's the real issue here, not the invite, so address it directly. If you think something shady is going on, not inviting her to Christmas doesn't fix anything. You are in the wrong. Maybe you're missing that it is possible your husband wants her around because it's also his first Christmas without his best friend. That maybe having his wife there can help him cope that someone he loved is no longer here. But yeah, forget that. We need to focus on you and your family. I, 28 female, have a niece, 16 female. She is my only sister's only child. 2 years ago, I married a very wealthy man, 34 male. And because of the pandemic, last Christmas was my first with my in-laws. My mother-in-law gifted me a coat that is worth more than 20k. I saw her wearing it, asked her where she bought it, and she said that it will be my Christmas gift from her. I didn't know how much it was. I knew it was expensive, but I thought maybe like 3k at most. I was visiting my sister last January when my niece saw it. She googled the brand and showed me how much it really was. I won't lie, I didn't wear it after that because I was afraid of ruining it. Last week I wore it while visiting my sister. While I was putting it back on to leave, I felt something go splat on my back. Then my niece started cackling and the smell of paint hit me. I was so pissed off. While she was not apologetic at all, her mom screamed at her and said she was grounded. Then she said she will pay for the dry cleaning. While I was in my car, still in shock by the way, I got an alert that my niece posted a reel. It was of her doing a prank on me. And she said that I'm going to hit my aunt's 20k coat with a paint-filled balloon to see how she reacts. I saved it on my phone, sent it to her mom and told her that a week's grounding is not enough. She did not reply, but I saw that my niece took it down. It got less than 5 views by then, by the way. The next day I found my code could not be saved, so I called my sister and told her that her daughter has to pay it back. Well, we got into an argument, and she said that they will not be paying for it, and if I wanted a new one, I should get my husband to buy it for me. I think that they should pay for it. They can afford to. In my opinion, they should sell my niece's car and pay me back my money. We did not reach an argument, so I told her that I will be suing, and reminded her that I have video evidence that her daughter A did it on purpose for online clout and B knew exactly how expensive it was. People in my life are not objective at all. I have some calling me a jerk, some saying they are the jerks for not buying me a new one, and some so obsessed with the price of the code that they are calling me a jerk for simply owning it and wanting a new one. So, am I in the wrong here? And now for some comments. Honestly, you're not in the wrong. Actions have consequences and you are right. A week's grounding isn't enough. she should sell her car and cough up the money. The niece is old enough to know better. Tell your sister either she comes up with the money or you take it to the cops. I wonder if a police report will force the insurance company to come up with the money. This wasn't an accident. It was intentional. And she will not do it again. This reminds of the idiots gluing themselves to paintings to fight climate change. So here is a quick update. Since the situation has been resolved, when my husband got home I told him what happened and showed him the video. He asked if I spoke with my brother-in-law and I said no. All my conversations were with my sister. He said that he will take care of it. Now a disclaimer. I understand nothing when it comes to insurance claims. And that is what my husband told me / I understood happened. My husband talked with my brother-in-law, told him exactly what happened and showed him the prank video. Then he told him that the coat was insured. We will be filing a claim and submitting the video, and we might have to file charges for the claim. He assured him that we will be dropping the charges. We do not want to send niece to jail. Then he told him that one of two things might happen. After our insurance pays us, they will come after them. If their insurance pays, their premium will skyrocket. If it doesn't, they might sue them and might get a lien on their house. My brother asked if there was a way he could pay us without involving insurance. My husband told him that was what we wanted at first, but my sister insisted that they will not be paying us back. Apparently, my brother-in-law was not in the know, and he was very pissed off at what my niece did, and also my sister's response. So they came to this solution. My niece's car will be sold, and if it doesn't fetch the whole compensation money, she will have to get a job and pay me the whole check until it's paid off. Also, she is grounded for the rest of the school year. I am thankful for the people who encouraged me to talk with my husband. My father married his wife when I was 12, 4 years after my mom died from cancer. My father's wife had a 3-year-old daughter who, a year into their marriage, was diagnosed with a form of cancer that is tricky to treat. She underwent chemo and radiation, but the treatment did not work. They were told about this alternative treatment that was not offered in any local hospital, and it would require staying someplace else for at least 3 months with her. The treatment itself was also expensive. My father was never wealthy, neither was his wife, and her daughter's father and his family were not in her life. There was only one thing that was easily sold and would make enough money to get started on the journey, and that was my mom's engagement ring. It was left to me in her will and was mine. Before my mom, it was her mother and grandmother's ring. My grandparents helped someone out and it was a gift that was then passed down because of its value. It was extra sentimental because my grandma was in a nursing home with dementia at the time, and I had no other living maternal family left. My father decided that it could be sold to pay for the treatment. I said no. I begged him not to. He and his wife told me that her daughter's life was more important and that it would be selfish to keep a ring and let her die. I told my father I would never forgive him if he sold a ring and that he was stealing from me, because it was mine. He went ahead and sold it anyway, and I stayed true to my words. I never forgave him. I moved out in March before turning 18 and cut them out of my life. I still hate the two of them and wanted nothing more to do with them again. My father tried to stay in my life, but I told him I hoped he knew he lost his daughter, and that I wished it had been him to die instead of my mom. His wife's daughter's cancer has returned and now they want money that my dad saved for me before he married her. It is not a lot of money at all, but I guess they still have lingering stuff from when she was sick before. I told him I would not give him the money, and the fact that he would ask for it showed that he didn't care about me. His wife told me that it's not about me, it's about saving her daughter's life and me being hung up on losing a ring that went on to save the life of a child. I told her that the ring meant more to me than they did and that I would not give them any money, so they needed to leave me alone and figure out another plan. My father's parents got involved and I ended up deleting most of my social media and ignoring them. But then I saw my father's wife while I was grabbing groceries and she told me that I am evil and sick and twisted and I should be ashamed of myself. I don't know if it's all just worn me down or what, but I feel like I need to ask. Am I in the wrong here? And now for some comments. I would say you're not in the wrong. Why don't your grandparents step up if they are so concerned? I definitely wouldn't after how your stepmom spoke to you. They will leave you with nothing. You're not in the wrong. I understand why you feel the way you do about the ring. I have 2 rings. They were my grandmother's. They're my mom's. And now they are mine. I wear one all the time, and it feels like I have my mom with me. It is very sad that they have a sick child, but it's their child, not yours. You shouldn't have to pay them any money. They should be finding ways to finance what that kid needs. I hope you're able to find some closure with this. Ultimately, your own father stole something from you that was very precious to you. That is not right. You're not in the wrong. I'm assuming you're in the US due to English and having to pay for medicine. There are options for paying for bills, private or bank loans, medical credit cards, GFMs and hospital payment plans, medical bill advocates, and move into a state where kids qualify for Medicaid and so on. I am wondering how much of this effort parents went to before deciding to steal one of the last things OP had of her mom. After some thinking and reading a lot of comments, I have decided they can have the money. And I'm going to make it clear that I never want to hear from any of them again. If nothing else, I need him to do that much. The relationship is done, but the money can be theirs. Thank you for watching and see you next time.